कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् कौष्पतीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं पादात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूत रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायणमहानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीद् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपतामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलं सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। Under the leadership of specific powerful monkey chiefs, Vanara Mukhyaha, they were all sent to different directions. And we saw in the 45th Sarga, towards the beginning, that Purvam Disham Pratiyayo Vinato Hariyutapaha. Vinataha is the chief of the monkeys who was sent towards the Purvam Disham, that is eastern side. From there, continuing there, Tarangadadi Sahitaha.
तारांगदादि सहितः
प्लवगा पवनात्मजः
प्लवग पवनात्मजः
प्लवग अगस्त्या चरिता चरितामाशाम्
अगस्त्याचरितामाशाम्
दक्षिणां हरियूथपः पश्चिमां च दिशं घोराम्
पश्चिमां च दिशं घोराम्
सुषेण प्लवगेश्वरः प्रतस्ते हरिशार्दूलः दिशं वरुणपालिताम् ततः सर्वादिशो राजा चोदयित्वा यथा ततम् कपिसेनापतिर्वीरो मुमोद सुखितः सुखम्. Having sent Vinata towards the eastern side and Tara Angada Adi Sagitaha. Tara is the one of the important, not the wife's name was also Tara, no doubt, but Tara also was the name of one of the chiefs. And then Angada, son of Vali. Then, as you know, Hanumanji and then Jambavan and many others, they all went to Dakshina Disha, that is southern side. That is here sent as Pavanatmajaha, that is Hanuman. Agastya Acharitam Asham Dakshinam Hariyotapaha. So, Agastya is the one who is there in the southern side, and that is where definitely they will be helped by the one of the rishis that are there. And Agastya Rishi is considered as the Tamil Tamil saint during those times, because it is said that during the time the Tamil language was as well known as that of Sanskrit in the ancients, in their literature, as well as in its spread. And even though it consists of very few letters compared to all that of the Sanskrit, but it was very rich in its literature, as well as people who have used the language for explaining explaining the very subtle truths of life, and also the poetic compositions. And it is even considered that it is more ancient than even Sanskrit. That is, of course, people are debating on that. It is also said Agastya Rishi was a great lover of Bhagavan Shiva, devotee of Bhagavan Shiva. And it is said once that when Bhagavan Shiva is getting married, all the humanity were to assemble in the Himalayan region. And think of, and not only human, all other living, because he was a Pashupati. Open invitation to everybody to come to the marriage. So it is said that the entire living kingdom had moved towards north. So then it is said that the entire, the earth is started to shift. Rivers have started to go on the river side. So then it is said that Bhagavan Shiva said to Agastya Rishi, you must stay in the south and maintain the southern side. That is why it is said that he is the one who is the ruler, as though, not as a king. Agastya Acharatam Asham Disham. So, it is the southern side that is maintained by the Agastya Rishi. And then he was complaining, if everybody is able to witness your marriage and I am not allowed to go, that is unfair. So they said, Bhagavan said, you will see it. Interesting thing. You will see it in front of you as though it is happening right in front of you. That will be live webcast given to you. And live, not live, it's a 3D, not only flat, 3D webcast they'll give you. You don't have a problem at all. So beyond Vindhya mountains, the entire area was maintained by Agastya Rishi, and he was able to witness the entire ceremony by there itself. So that is why it is said the south is maintained by Agastya Rishi. Paschimam cha disham Goram Sushena, and the Sushena is the one who was sent towards the western side. And that western side is filled with not only mountains, but that is considered as the abode of Varuna, according to the Vastu Shastra. Varuna being the Lord of rain. That's why in the side of Kerala and the Konkan and the whole area, and then Maharashtra, the rain is unstoppable. It's unbelievable rain. You will never would have seen this. So, and twice it gets rain, especially Kerala and all, it gets twice. So this western side is Varuna, that's it, Varuna Palitam, and that is the western side. Pradaste Harishardulaha, that is Shushena. Varuna Palitam Disham. Now on the so all the areas are covered now at this point. Tada sarva dishaha raja chodayitva yatayadam, having sent all of them in their directions as is to be done. Kapisena adipati viraha, the one who is the very chief of all the sena of the army, that is Sugriva, mumot sugita sukam. He started to enjoy the life as usual because he has completed his task of assigning the task for all the chief of the monkeys. Now he has completed that part. At the same time, Rama and Lakshmana, they have started to, as we saw, started to live at the side of the mountains, waiting for the results to come. But then, before he departed, obviously he has to take leave of Rama. So he went to Rama to salute him. So at that point, what happened? Evam sanchodita sarve.
Evam sanchodita sarve.
Rajnya vanarayutapaha.
Rajnya vanarayutapaha.
Swam sam disham abhipretya.
Swam swam disham abhipretya.
Tvarita sampratastire.
Tvarita sampratastire.
Nadandaschonnadandascha.
Nadantaschonnadantascha.
Garjandascha plavangamaha.
Garjantascha plavangamaha.
Shavelanto davamanascha.
Shvedanto dhavamanascha.
Shvedanto is written, right?
Yes,
Should be
sir.
Shvelanto. Vinadanto mahabalaha.
Vinadanto mahabalaha.
Evam sanchodita sarve.
Evam sanchodita sarve.
Rajnya vanarayutapaha.
Rajnya vanarayutapaha.
Anayishyamahe sitam.
Anayishyamahe sitam.
Anishyamascha ravanam.
Anishyamascha ravanam.
Ahameko vadishyami.
Ahameko vadishyami.
Praptam ravanamahave.
Praptam ravanamahave.
Tadaschonmattamahasa.
Tataschonmatta sahasa.
Harishye janagatmajam.
Harishye janakatmajam.
Vepamanam kshamenatya.
Vepamanam shremenadya.
Bhavadbhi stiyatam. Bhavadbhi stiyatamiti.
Bhavadbihi stiyatamiti.
Eka eva harishyami.
Eka eva harishyami.
Patalatapi janakim.
Pataladapi janaki.
Vidamishyamaham vrikshan.
Vidamishyamyaham vrikshan.
Dharayishyamaham girin.
Dharayishyamyaham girin.
Dharanim dharayishyami.
Dharanim dharayishyami.
Shobhayishyami sagaran.
Shobhayishyami sagaran.
Aham yojana sankhyayaha.
Aham yojana sankhyayaha.
Plaveyam natra samshayah.
Plaveyam natra samshayah.
Shatayojana sankhyayaha.
Shatayojana sankhyayaha.
Shatam samadikam hyaham.
Shatam samadikam hyaham.
Bhutale sagare vapi.
Bhutale sagare vapi.
Shaileshu cha vaneshu cha.
Shaileshu cha vaneshu cha.
Patalasyapi va madhye.
नस्यापि वा मध्ये
न ममाच्छिद्यते गतिः
न ममाच्छिद्यते गतिः
इत्येकैकस्तदा तत्र
इत्येकैकस्तदा तत्र
वानरा बलदर्पिताः
वानरा बलदर्पिताः
ऊजुश्च वचनं तस्य
ऊचुश्च वचनं तस्य
हरिराजस्य सन्निधौ.
हरिराजस्य सन्निधौ.
Before proceeding, all the monkeys were assembled, and then they all, as the command has been given by Rajnya cha Choditaha Sarve, Rajnya by the king, Chodita, Sanchodita, very well being commanded, Evam Sarve Vanarayutapaha, all these best of the monkeys, chiefs, Swam Dishah Abhipretya, having determined their direction in which they have go, Tvaritaha Sanpradastire, they proceeded from in their direction quickly. Nadantaha, shouting, yelling, Unnadantascha, in the higher volume, shouting and making lot of sound, Garjantascha, doing Garjana there, roaring, Plavangamaha, Shvelantaha. Shvela actually means to jump. A play is also, sport also. Shvelantaha. Dhavamanascha, running. Vinadantaha, yelling at the top of their voice. Mahabalaha. Emam Sanchodita Sarve, similar to Rajnya Vanarayutapaha. Aneshamahe Sitam. They are saying, we will bring the Sita back. Hanishyamascha Ravanam, and killed Ravana who has taken her. And each one would say, Aham eko vadishyami. One, I am my single person I can destroy. Praptam Ravana Mahave, when I get him into the battle, I will kill him myself. Tadascha Unmatta Sahasa. Unmatya, and also Unmatya, meaning completely churning him up to end of life. Harishye, and also bring back Janakatmajam, that is Sitam, we will bring. Because all of them now inspired about the goal, Because their goal, they have been, their hands and legs, the whole body has been waiting for a nice war. And this is an opportunity for them to express their restlessness. So, and Vepamanam Shramena Adya. Vepamana means trembling, completely shaking up. Bhavadbihi Stiyatam api. Stiyatam iti. While you are all staying, I myself, when individually they are saying, while all of them waiting and watching, I will tremble the entire place. Eka eva harishyami patala tabijanaki. Even if she has been taken to the Patala, the lowest region possible, I will, individually will bring her back. Vidayishyamyaham Vrikshan. I'll blow up all of the trees. Dharayishyamaham Girin. Dharana means to tear apart. Dharayishyami, I will tear apart all the mountains, and also Dharanim Dharayishyami, the earth, Shobhayishyami Sagaran, and agitate the entire ocean. This way, each one of them said, and one of them said, even if she is there beyond the seas, beyond the ocean, Aham Yojana Sankyayaha Plaveyam, I will swim across or jump across 100 yojanas. Na atra samshaya, there is no doubt about that. Another one said, Shadayojana Sankyaya Shadam Samadhigam Hyaham. You can do 100, I will do 100 more. So all of them are so enthused about the endeavor that they are taking up, and each one of them trying to compete with each other, which is good, healthy competition. It is like in a cricket match. You did 50, I will do 55. I will do 100 and 150. Of course, first, second ball they will come back. That is another thing. But each one of them had their own enthusiastic goal. Bhutale sagare sapi shaileshu vaneshu sa patalasyapi madhye na mama achityate gatihi. Mama gatihi na achityate. My path, my journey will not be ever be obstructed. Achadanam, cover, but chid is the root here, not chad, chid. Chid is to cut or break. Nobody can break my journey. Mama madhye na mama gatihi na achadyate. Where it is bhutale, whether it is earth, sagare, and the ocean, shaileshu, in the mountains, vaneshu, in the forests, patalasyapi, even of in the lower region, madhye, patalasyapi madhye, gatihi na mama gatihi achidyate. Iti ekaikai tada tatra vanaraha baladarpitaha, proud about their own prowess. Each one of them have started to make such kind of a statement, ujuhu cha vachanam tasya, in front of Harirajasya sannidau, in the front of the Sugriva, who was very delighted to see the enthusiasm of all these monkeys to find. It is the leader's responsibility to make each of the person who is given the job to own what he is supposed to do. That is if he or she has conveyed that purpose, that each one of them have started to own the responsibility, the work of the leader is over. The leader should not be the only person who takes the responsibility. He should feel the group, the entire group, each one of them feel the need for completing the task. And then the job is much easier. Otherwise, the leader has to constantly stand behind them and do this and don't do this and do this and this is, you are not doing right. That is not the right way of leading a group. So it has to be their own ownership. Then the work is easily accomplished. So that's very beautifully here. The task of sending all the monkeys have been done. And Sugriva was deciding to go back to his kingdom from where Rama had been staying. But then Rama had a question to to Sugriva. So here 8:46 will begin. Before that, Ityarshe Ramayane, Srimad Ramayane, Valmiki Adikavye, Kishkindha Kande, Panchachatvarimsha Sarga. Gadeshu Vanarendreshu Ramasugrivam Abravit Katam Bhavan Vijanite Sarvam Vai Mandalam Bhuvaha Sugrivascha Tato Ramam Uvacha Prayatatmavan Pranatatmavan Shruyatam Sarvamakyasye Vistarena Vacho Mama Yatatu Dundubi Nama Dundubim Nam Danavam Mahishakritim Pradikalayate Vali Malayam Pratiparvatam Tada Vivesha Mahisho Malayasya Guham Prati Vivesha Bali Mattatrapi Malayam Tajjigamsaya Tadoham Tatra Nikshipto Guhadwari Vinitavat
गुहाद्वारी विनीतवत्
न च निष्क्रामते वाली
न च निष्क्रामते वाली
तदा संवत्सरे गते
तदा संवत्सरे गते
ततश्चदज वेगेन
ततक्षतज वेगेन
आपुपूरे तदा बिलम्
आपुपूरे तदा बिलम्
तदहं विस्मितो दृष्ट्वा
तदहं विस्मितो दृष्ट्वा
भ्रातुशोकविषार्दितः.
भ्रातुश्चोकविशार्दितः.
This story about Sugriva is already known, but again he reiterates this point. When Rama asked this question, Ramaha Danavendreshu Gateshu, while all the rest of the monkeys along with the armies they have departed, Sugrivam Abravit. He asked, how do you know the entire region, geographical location of all sides, south, north, east, west, so clearly and so precisely you are explaining as though you're seeing it in front of you? Unless you have traveled, you would not have known this. It is not that you memorized the map. So, Katam Bhagavan Vijanite, how do you know? Sarve vai mandalam bhuvaha. The entire globe of the earth or globe, you know very well. How is that possible? Sitting in this middle of the Kishkindha forest, how do you know all of this? So sometimes the kids, it's very exploring. They go into the Google map and this and that. And I know all the capitals of all the big countries. They will read everything they know. But that is not experiential knowledge. It is called paroksha anubhavam, paroksha jnana. But it is like looking like Sugriva knows all of them in person as though he visited them. So then, Sugrivaha tato Rama muvacha pranatatmavan proceeding proceeding to say with humility, Shruyatam sarvam akyasye, I shall now narrate to you vistarena, in detail, and listen to my words, vacho mama shruyatam. Yada, when Dundubim nama Danavam, a Danava whose name is Dundubi, and he has taken the form of a buffalo, Mahisha Akritim. And when he started to challenge Vali, Vali started to chase him. Pratikal kalayate Vali. He started to drive him out. Pratikalayate Vali. Malayam Pradiparvatam. And he ran towards the Malaya Parvat. This Malaya perhaps is the reason why the Malayalam, the word Malaya mountain, perhaps is the reason why the name Malabar also, Malabar is the area of the mountains which are found in the state of Kerala. So perhaps the area now, what we know as the state of Malayala, or it can be Malaya mountains, can be the Malaysia, that part, but we do not know. But anyway, so Malayam Prati Parvatam Tada Vivesha Mahishaha. He entered Malayasya Guham Prati. In a big cave, he entered there, this buffalo. So Vali Vivesha Tatrapi. Even there, Vali also entered Malayam Tat Jigamsaya. Jigas Tat Jigamsaya means Jetumicha Jigamsa. Jetumicha. To win, desire to conquer, desire to win, desiderative of Jaya. Jagamsaya tataha aham tatra nikshiptaha. I was been placed outside. Guhadwari vinitavat. I have been placed outside the cave to wait for the battle to complete. So, and then I was waiting. Nacha nishkramate Vali. Vali did not come out. Samvatsare Gate, the whole year has gone, there is no sign of Vali coming out of that cave. Cave means one side only, entry only, no exit. So the exit was there, then it would be a different case. So guhas are usually one way. Go there and then you have to come out in the same way. So therefore here, when I was waiting and nobody came out, Vali did not come out. But what instead of came out was Tadaha Kshatacha Vegena Apupure Tadavilam. The very guha, the entrance, up to the entrance, only the blood came out. Apupure Tadaham Vismito Drishtva, looking at with great wonder. So I became so sorrowful, sorrow-stricken by knowing that, or considering or understanding that my brother has been killed. Otherwise, he would have come out. So, Bhratuhu Shoka Vishastitaha. So, I have been overfilled by the very Shoka, afflicted by that Shokam, sorrow. I was there. So, I decided if my brother is killed, the Mahisha would have to come out. The Mahisha should not come out. And he will start threatening all of us. So therefore, what I did, Ataham gata buddhistu
Ataham gata buddhistu
suvyaktam nihato guruhu
suvyaktam nihato guruhu
shila parvata sankasha
Shila parvata sankasha
iladvari maya krita
Viladvari maya krita
ashaknuvan nishkramitum
Ashaknuvan nishkramitum
mahisho vinashishyati
Mahisho vinashishyati
tadoham agam kishkintam
Tatoham agam kishkindham
nirashastasya jivite
Nirashastasya jivite
rajyam cha sumahat prapya
Rajyam cha sumahat prapya
taram cha rumaya saha
Taram cha rumaya saha
mitresya sakitastatra
Mitrescha sahitas tatra
vasami vigata jvaraha
Vasami vigatajvaraha
ajagama tato vali
Ajagama tato vali
hatva tam vanarashabah
Hatva tam vanarashabah
tado aham adadam rajyam
Tato aham adadam rajyam
gauravat bayayantritah gauravat bayayantritah
Gauravad bhayayantritah
samam jikam suhu drishtatma
Samam vigham tu dushtatma
vali pravyatitendriyah
Vali pravyathitendriyah
parikalayate vali
Parikalayate vali
tavantam sachivai saha
Davantam tachivaitah
tatoham valina sena tena
Tatoham valina tena
sonubaddah pradavitah
Sonubadha pradhavitah
nadischa vividha pashyan
Nadischa vividha pashyan
vanani nagarani cha
Vanani nagarani cha
adarshatala sankasha
Adarshata la sankasha
tado vai prithvi maya
Tato vai prithvi maya
alada chakra pratima
Alata chakra pratima
drishta goshpadas padavat drishtva goshpadavat krita
Drishta goshpadavat krita
purvam disham tato gatva
Purvam disham tato gatva
pashyami vividan druman
Pashyami vividhan druman
parvatan sadarin ramyan
Parvatan sadarin ramyan
saramsi vividani cha
Taramsi vividhani cha
udayam tatra pashyami
Udayam tatra pashyami
parvatam dhatu mandidam
पर्वतं धातुमण्डितम्
क्षीरोदं सागरं चैव
क्षीरोदं सागरं चैव
नित्यम् अप्सरसालयम्
नित्यम् अप्सरसालयम्
अतः therefore thereafter aham gajabuddhistu with my particular understanding at that point suvyaktam nihato guruhu. I come to see very clearly that my brother has been killed. Suvyaktam, it is obvious, evident that my brother has been killed, otherwise he would have come out, only blood is coming out. And so I took a huge rock, Shila Parvata Sankasha, looking like the huge mountain, Viladwari Mayakrita. I closed that Viladwari. Vila, that Guhadwari Mayakrita. I covered it. Ashaknuvan Nishkramitum Mahishaha Vinayishyati. Without being able to come out, Ashaknuvan Nishkramitam, to come out, to exit, Mahishaha Vinashishyati. He will just get killed. Tato aham agam Kishkindam. So I returned back to Kishkindha. Nirashastasya jivite. So with no hope of my brother, Nirasha, without any hope of Tasya, that is Vali's birth, Valehe jivite. Vali, no, it is jivite, it's Sati Saptami there. So Vali, Ikaranta Saptami. So Valo jivite. So knowing that Vali's life is not going to be there, so he is no more available. In this way, I came back. And then I was ruling the kingdom, Rajyam Sumahat Prapya, Taram cha Rumayasaha, along with Tara, that is wife of Vali, and Ruma, that is my own wife, Mitraischa Sahitaha, along with my friends, Tatra Vasami. Now, interesting thing is, he mixes the tense here. He says Vasami. Actually, I am living. But I lived, it should be like that. So many commentators have written, because you are so excited to talk about what he is saying, he is mixing up the tense also. He is very tense. Vasami, he says. But actually, I was living. Avasam. So Vasami Vigadajvaraha. Then Ajakama Tado Vali. Then one day, Vali appeared. Hatva tam Vanarashabaha, having killed that Mahisha, Vanarashabaha, the bull among the monkeys, he came and Tato aham adadam rajyam. Then I gave, there he uses correct past. Adadam rajyam, I gave the kingdom back to him. Gauravat Bhayayantritaha. Out of respect, out of fear. Because Vali is much more powerful than me. So I gave him the kingdom back. But he was so furious that he wanted to kill me. Samam jigam suhu, again, desiring to kill me. Dushtatma Vali, that evil Vali, thinking that I purposely did close the entrance of the cave. Prabhyatitendriyaha, agitated all over in his body, in senses, Parikalayate, he started to chase me. He started to drive me out. Vali, Davantam Sachivai Saha. While I was running with all my ministers who are close associates of me, I ran. Tatoham Valina Tena So Anubaddaha Pratavidaha, being chased by Vali, I started to run. Being chased by him, Nadischa Gvitaha Pashyan, while seeing various kinds of rivers, Vanani, Nagarani, forests and various cities, etc. That is exactly when I come to know the entire geography of the whole globe. Running for life. Not in one direction, in all directions. because he is not leaving me. Anywhere I went, he was behind me. Instead of ruling the kingdom, he was only chasing me all the time. So, Adarshatala Sankasha Tato Ve Prithivimaya. See, I started to run in such a way, perhaps I covered the entire globe in so fast, the globe itself, the earth itself started to look like a Adarshatala. It is found, it is like the surface of the mirror. In that way, it started to look at because Goshpadavat Krita, it is like the hoof of a cow. The earth is looking like a hoof of a cow, and I ran and ran and ran around Alada Chakra Pratima. Alada Chakra Pratima. Alada Chakra means like the fire brand you take and then rotate it. It looked like a orb of fire. So the entire globe was looking like an orb of fire. To such an extent, I started to run helter-skelter, so to say, with no particular direction to go. All that I wanted is not to get caught by Vali. Purvam disham dato gatva pashyami vidandruman. I went to the side of the eastern side and saw so many different kinds of varieties of trees. Parvatan, Sadarin, Ramyan, Rasamsi, Vividanicha, Saramsi, Vijidani, various kinds of water flow, various kinds of the hills and mountains, lakes, all of them I started to see. And even the western side, eastern side, I saw Udayam Tatra Pashyami. Udayam Tatra Pashyami. He puts the present case there. So I am seeing, actually it is saw, I am seeing even the mountain from behind which the sun has been appearing. Parvatam Dhatu Manditam, filled with minerals. Kshirodam Sagaram, I also saw the milky ocean. Chaiva. Nityam Apsaralalasam, that is in the northern side. So I saw the northern side where the milky ocean, where all the Apsaras, because that is the abode of Devendra, that also I saw. Went on running, and all that's how I come to know entire geography of the place. Parikalyamanastada Valinam abdruto aham Punaravritya sahasa Prastitoham tada vibho Dishastasyastato bhuyah Prastito dakshinam disham Vindhyapadapa Chandanadrumashobitam Drumashailaantare pashyan Bhuyo dakshinato param Aparam sadisham prapto Valina samabidrutah Sapashyan vividan deshan Astam cha girisattamam Prapya chastam girisreshtam Uttaram sampradavitah Himavam tam cha merum cha Samudram cha tadottaram Yadana vinde sharanam Valina samabidrutah Tato mam buddhi sampannah Hanuman vakyam abravit Idanim me smritam rajan Yata vali harishwarah Matangena tadap shabdo Yasmin ashrama mandale
यस्मिन्नाश्रममण्डले
प्रविशेत् यदि वै वाली
प्रविशेद्यदि वै वाली
मूर्धास्य शतधा भवेत्
मूर्धास्याश तथा भवेत्
तत्र वासः सुखोऽस्माकम्
तत्र वासत्सुकोऽस्माकम्
निरुद्विग्नो भविष्यति
निरुद्विग्नो भविष्यति
ततः पर्वतमासाद्य
ततः पर्वतमासाद्य
ऋष्यमूकं नृपात्मज
ऋष्यमूकं नृपात्मजा
न विवेश तदा वाली
न विवेश तदा वाली
मदङ्गस्य भयात् तदा
मतङ्गस्य भयात् तदा
एवं मया सदा तदा राजन्
एवं मया तदा राजन्
प्रत्यक्षम् उपलक्षितम्
प्रत्यक्षम् उपलक्षितम्
पृथिवीमण्डलं सर्वम्
पृथिवीमण्डलं सर्वं
गुहामस्याम् अगतस्ततः
गुहामस्म्यां गता ततः
So I have started to run around all the places. Parikalyamanaha, being chased continuously, tada valina abhidrutaha, hiyaham, running continuously. Punaravritya, and after having made one round or two rounds, I came back quickly. Punaravritya sahasa prastitoham tada vibho. I started to come back and stay there, but he won't. Thinking that at least he will get exhausted and then he will forgive me and give me chance to explain what happened. No. Dishastasyas tado bhuyaha. Again I came back to the southern side. Prastito dakshinam disham and Vindhyapada Sankirnam, which is and also I found the various trees that were there at the very foot of the Vindhya mountains, all the Padapas, all the trees, Vindhya, Padapa Sankirnam, Chandana Druma Shobhitam, which is filled with none other than the very sandalwood trees. Druma Shailantare Pashyan Bhuyo Dakshinasara. Again, I could not be allowed to stay in one place. And the mountains again, I have witnessed all of them. Bhuyaha Pashyan, Dakshino Aparam. Again, I went to this western side. Aparam cha disham kapraptaha valina samabadrutaha. Again, being chased by, I went further to the west. There, Sapashyan Vividan Deshan Astam cha. And also I saw the western mountain in which the sun is ready to settle down. So I had gone round. I saw the rising of the sun. I saw the settling down of the sun where the mountains were. Aparam cha disham praptaha valina sambhati. So there, prapyascha astam girishreshtam, having reached the western side, then I started running towards the north. So I am sure by saying this, he is going like clockwise only. So from south he went to the west, from west he went to the north. So Uttaram Sampradhavida. There again, what I saw, Himavantam cha Merum cha. I saw the Himalayas, I saw the Meru mountains, Samudram cha Tadottaram. Remember he explained the portion where this Somagiri, which is the northernmost, which is the northern pole as such, and where the Vishnu and Rudra, 11 Rudras, Shiva, and then Brahma and various other celestial beings live, and where human beings and others cannot reach there. Up to that point I have been. Tadottaram. And then finally I do not see any place where Vali cannot come. Yada na vinde sharanam valina samabhidrutaha. I cannot see any other place where I can finally take a shelter where Vali would not come while he was constantly chasing. At that time, only I had the great help of Hanumanji. So, tato mam buddhi sampannaha Hanuman vakyam abraved. He said one thing. Idanim me smritam rajan. Here I know, hey king, I will know. Yata vali arishvaraha matangena tada shabdaha. He has been cursed. Vali has been cursed by a Muni, Matanga, and that Matanga Rishi's curse is such that Asmin Ashrama Mandale, in this very ashrama, Yadi Vali Pravishet, if Vali had to ever to enter this place, Asya Murdasya Shatada Bhavet. His head will break into 100 parts. Sugriva looked at him and said, "Why didn't you tell me before? You made me run round so much." And finally you're saying, of course, there is a place where Vali cannot enter. You should have told me this before. If he had told me before, I would not have known the entire globe. So there is a purpose for everything. So when he said that, I was so delighted. So yes, there is a place Vali cannot come. Yes. Where if he comes, his head will go into pieces. Wow, that is the place where I have to go. Tatra vasaha sukho asmaham. Sukaha asmaham. That where we can stay very well. Nirudvignaha bhavishyati. Where you will not be troubled at all. So, tada parvatam asatya. Therefore, I came to this particular mountain. Rishyamukha is known as Rishyamokam Nrapatmaja. Navivesha tada Vali. There Vali would not enter. Matangasya Bhayat. Because of the fear of that Rishi's curse. And therefore I have found a final abode. And that's where you met me. That's what he was trying to tell Rama. Evam maya tada rajan pratyaksham upalakshitam. That this is the reason why I know the entire globe very well because I have personally visited all these places. Prithivi mandalam upalakshitam sarvam guham asyam agataha tataha, where I have finally entered into this Rishyamukha cave and settled down, and that is where we had a pact that you will take care of Vali and then I will take care of bringing Sita to you this way. That's therefore the geographical prowess, geographical skill, geographical idea. So nowadays the kids have this what is that called? Like a spellathon, spelling bee. So there is something called geography bee also. So there where they can entirely explain all the various places in detail. And of course they are not like the Sugriva, they have not gone around, as I said. They might have searched in the Google and memorized the whole thing. Geography bee. So they can be called as Mr. Sugrivas. So they are, because they know all places, all mountains, all rivers, all various things, even all the planets, all of them. So this way Sugriva had explained his skill about knowing the globe too. Now what happens as he goes back and settles down, one by one, from the east, from the west, from the north, the great king monkeys who have gone there started to search there, and they slowly return. We'll see that in the next session. Nityarshe Srimad Ramayane Valmiki Adikavye Kishkindha Kande Shachatvarimshas Sarga.
अगणित गुण गण भूषण रामा आश्रित वत्सल जय जय रामा अयोध्यवासी सीता रामा
आपद्बान्धव जय जय राम दशरथ नन्दन श्रीराम दशमुखमर्दन जय जय राम कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम कामितफलदा जय जय राम
पाप विमोचन श्री राम पट्टाभिराम जय जय राम जानकी जीवन सीता राम जय रघुराम जय सिया राम वानर सेवित श्री राम वारिधि वंदन जय जय राम हनुमत पूजित सीता राम श्री राम जय जय राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीता राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरु महाराज की जय। हरिओम स्वामी जी।
हरिओम हरिओम
हरिओम स्वामी जी।
हरिओम
थैंक यू स्वामी जी। हरिओम स्वामी जी।
So all of you please note